Hi, I'm Afiq Nawfal. Let's talk about pro-poor tourism. However, before that, tourism has the power to transform lives, but only when it is sustainable. Sustainable tourism means protecting the environment, supporting local communities, and making sure everyone shares in the benefits. Now, let's take an example. The importance of Siem Reap in Cambodia, home to the world famous Angkor Wat. Every year, millions of tourists travel here to experience its magic. But here's the reality. While tourism is growing fast, not everyone is feeling the benefits. In fact, many people living just outside the main city, in rural areas, villages, are still struggling due to the inaccessibility. They watch the buses and tourists goes by, but they're not part of the journey. So, how do we fix that? This is where sustainable tourism comes in, and more specifically, something called pro-poor tourism. It's all about making sure that tourism works for everyone, especially the people who need it most. Now, let's bring in the power of technology. Today, even in the most remote of areas, a mobile phone and an internet connection can open up a world of opportunities. Thanks to ICT tools, local guides, family-run homestays, and traditional artisans can now reach travelers directly. And it already is happening. The Siem Reap Tourism Club recently launched a digital platform that connects tourists with local experiences, the kind you won't find on big travel sites. Even better, they've trained over 300 local students in digital tourism skills. That's not just tech training, that's empowerment. We also have amazing grassroots efforts like Laptop Tours, a homegrown company helping villagers share their culture through guided tours and events. And let's not forget about Asia Travel, which reinvests profits into local schools and education. This is what the future of tourism looks like: authentic, sustainable, and inclusive, with the help of technology, of course. And Cambodia is taking the leap with its tourism master plan through 2035, focusing on ecotourism, digital innovation, and most importantly, its people. So, what can we as tourists do to support them? Well, we can start by choosing to travel smarter, support local businesses, share platforms that feature real people with real stories, and use technology not just only to explore, but also to connect. This is, of course, could very well be applied for our country, but that's a story for another day. Because when tourism is done right, it doesn't just bring in money. It brings in hope, pride, and also opportunity. Siem Reap isn't just a tourist destination. It's a place where their community rise when opportunity arises.
Assalamualaikum to Sir Hafizi and my classmate. I am Siti Hanibeti Hassan. We presenting on pro tourism and digital infrastructure at Siem Reap, Cambodia by highlighting how this development align with evolving consumer preference, especially the rise of conscious and participatory tourism. The question and answer align with a key trend in consumer behavior, which is the traveler want their visit to make a difference, where the infrastructure enables a meaningfully interaction with the local communities, giving travelers the satisfaction of contributing while supporting pro-poor tourism goals like empowerment, education, and fair economic distribution. So I will begin with the question. In this topic, what kind of digital infrastructure is needed for tourists to become citizen scientists? So for the modern travelers, they want authentic, immersive experience, and many are willing to contribute meaningfully to the place which they visit. It will shift in consumer preference, demand certain tool. So first, we can solve with to need reliable the internet platform for tourists to submit data, share insights, and access real-time information. For the second one, digital education tools are necessary to teach tourists how to engage respectfully and accurately. Equitable ICT access ensures that if they can remote the local communities, which can benefit and participate equally. They also can localize the knowledge system, such as apps or digital guides, which allow tourists to engage with cultural and environmental data. And last but not least, for this topic, they also can afford for the affordable mobile technology, which is important, especially in areas where both tourists and local relies heavily on mobile phone. The question and answer align with a key trend in consumer behavior, which is the traveler want their visit to make a difference, where the infrastructure enables a meaningfully interaction with the local communities, giving travelers the satisfaction of contributing while supporting pro-poor tourism goals like empowerment, education, and fair economic distribution. So, for in Siem Reap, Cambodia, a home to Angkor Wat, the location-based service have been proposed to enhance tourism sustainability by linking these tools to the Cambodia Ministry of Tourism website. The local micro operator can gain by the greater visibility, where is will support the equitable digital inclusions, which is a core principle of both sustainability and pro-poor development. The tourists also can be guided to lesser known sites, which helps distribute tourism flows, reducing pressure on the main temple complex. For example, the service also respond to consumer expectation for customized ethical travel experience that can promote their local well-being. I can conclude at Siem Reap, Cambodia, the digital tools and location-based service are not just convenience. They are also important in aligning the modern tourist expectation with sustainable pro-poor development goals. The destination like Siem Reap show us how the right infrastructure can turn tourism into a force for shared prosperity.
Hi, in this slide, I will present about the current trend. Number one is common use of the digital technology. Nowadays, tourists are very familiar with using a technology like the internet during their travel. For example, is Google, TikTok, Instagram. It helps them easily learn about the place, especially about their culture and heritage. In this case study of the Siem Reap, many villagers are poor and do not know how to use the digital technology. If the people in the Siem Reap can take advantage of digital tools, they can improve their economy, especially by promoting their local product and culture. Next is by using a data and technology to manage tourist destination. Digital technology is not only important for the tourists, also for the tourism management government to handle the destination more better. With data and digital system, they can manage time and unexpected problems more quickly. Manager can also offer a better experience to the tourists by understanding the current trend, current tourism demand. Besides that, digital tools help to ensure the transparent and secure destination management. For example, is they can manage tourism area more strategically, not just only focus on the Angkor Wat only. This benefit both the manager and improve the tourism experience. Number 3 is the cashless tourism, which is today most of tourists prefer cashless transaction. Using by online payment, carrying a lot of cash is made risky. It can be lost or stolen. With cashless payment, tourists feel safer and the process becomes more faster and easy. Tourism manager also find it's easy to record and track finance in a more transparent way. So for the conclusion is, This current trend in the tourism technology are very important. They help tourists have a better experience, and also support the local community and tourism manager in improve the service and promoting destination more effectively. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ila Natasha. So today I would like to talk about industry dynamic. In the tourism industry, large entrepreneurs enjoy many advantages. They have better access to ICT tools, digital education, and advanced marketing capabilities. In contrast, small entrepreneurs like tuk-tuk drivers, street food vendors, and community-run homestay often lack of digital skill or resources to promote their business online. And this creates a significant imbalance of benefit and opportunity in the industry. Issue within the context of industry dynamic we have four, which is digital divide and IT literacy, competitive disadvantage, cycle of poverty, lack of inclusive digital infrastructure and policy. And then move to the solve of industry dynamic. First one is inclusive digital infrastructure. To address this, one key strategy is to invest in affordable internet and ICT infrastructure, especially in poor and rural regions. This allows micro operators to participate in the digital economy. By improving connectivity, we empower them to showcase their service online, reach more tourists, and improve income potential. And then we move to participative digital platform, which is another approach is designing regional digital platforms that include input from local operators. This platform must be user-friendly, support local language, and meet the real needs of small business. When communities participate in the design, the platform becomes more accessible and effective. And then next is capacity building, which is capacity building programs are also essential, meaning it's important. These include target training in ICT skills, website development, social media marketing, and basic foreign language skill. Such training helps local tourism operators improve their digital presence and competitiveness. And then promoting awareness. Finally, awareness campaigns are needed to show how adopting digital tools can improve revenue, expand market reach, and enhance competitiveness. And workshop, also community outreach, can change mindset and building motivation to adopt technology.